What's going on, you guys? Before we start this video up, before we continue, I also wanted to mention I never do this, but I just found out news that an old friend and sergeant of mine, a sergeant first class, passed away a couple of days ago. And I wanted to kind of basically take the first couple of seconds of this video just to kind of put out a shout out for him on how awesome a soldier he was. When I was a low ranking private, he was I believe an E4 corporal, and he was making sergeant, and he I looked up to him. He basically lived the Army values, right? And when he became a sergeant, right, he embodied the actual word NCO. And for years, I would always think in my head, I'm like, what would Sergeant Bracero do? And Sergeant First Class Bracero was a soldier through and through. He served with the 69th Infantry Fighting Irish Regiment, 1st of the 69th, United States Army National Guard. Then he went to the New York State Guard, which is a state defense force, then the Virginia Defense Force, and then the Indiana Guard Reserve, which is another state defense force. So he spent decades of his life serving his country and his state. So I just wanted to put out a special shout out there because this great soldier, we no longer have him in the world, and he will be missed by many. Alright, so moving on to this video here, guys. I wanted to kind of make this shout out because this game is coming out on December 5th, right? Strategic Command World War I. And there's been a mode called the Blue Max mode, which is going to be available on launch day, right? And it's by the designer of the game. So this is pretty sick. The designer who's actually making the game is making a mod for the game, which is it's usually unheard of, I'm appreciative of this because you could turn it on or off. He gives you the choice, which is always a good thing, right? So, main features of the mod. It's going to have main and splash screen art. It's going to have 2 choices of original, counter, NATO, and hybrid. Ooh, with that change with research. Ooh, holy shit, check that out. That's nice. Ooh, that's a lot. That's really awesome. Map enhancements including new borders, fronts, fort, and city icons, numerous World War I era sounds. So let's take a look at it. So this is going to be the main splash screen here, which looks good. I like it. I do prefer the default one that it ships with because that one looks just incredible. This one looks good. I'm probably going to switch it out between both of them. And then here you got this, which I really do like. This actually is definitely an improvement over the default one that you get, which is, I believe, just gray. So this is pretty sick. All right. And then sliding in. Now this is what we came here for. The counter styles, right? You could choose either NATO, which is these, or hybrid counters. So let's zoom in a little bit. And you got artillery, kind of breaking it down, headquarters, things like that. You can see the map is different than the one that ships with the game. I'll put a picture on so you guys can see the difference. And then you got the hybrid ones, which look gorgeous. Look at this. Units here are based upon the actual unit. So I'm assuming this is a unit from Africa. Really amazing. Railgun right over here. These units are absolutely gorgeous. The level of detail that they put into it is just astounding here. So dropping down here, we got kind of like a closer look at these counters here, and it looks like what the designer did. A little one the extra mile here. He put in Central Powers if it's gray, and it looks like green for Entente. Put in like little things here, like fighter aircraft, the research level. I mean, he went to town on this thing here, and you got, this looks different than the one that's in the game. And then here you got the map icon features that are being placed on the map here. So this is what it's going to look like with now attached to headquarters. Attached to headquarters will be a green, which we're all, if you click on a Army General, they'll all kind of like highlight green, so the ones that are not be that. So that's cool. Unit spotted by reconnaissance, letting you know this guy's in a town or port, which is comes in handy because sometimes I'm wondering if my guy's in that town. You know, you always have to go click, but now you can just see. This is going to be very useful right here. So you can see if you have any action points left. If you don't, you just put this little banner right on top. Very cool. Like it, man. The level of detail that this guy did is just astounding. And then we got this here, splash screens. So currently they have like something about a newspaper article and like a communique, and that's basically the same splash screen that you get loading a game. So here it looks like this is like a booklet, right? Because you got 39 and 40. So I'm assuming every time you load a game, it's going to be a different page. Or I wonder if you could actually change pages during the loading screen. That would be pretty sick. So this is pretty cool. So instead of seeing the same static loading screen, which, you know, becomes redundant after a couple dozen times, right? You're going to be able to kind of learn a little bit more about World War I while you're about to play World War I, you know? So that's really cool. I like this. That's pretty cool. And then last but not least, you got the main screen alternatives. So we showed you the first one up top. And then now you got these alternatives. I like this. And I really like this one right here. So you could sit between any of these. So I really like that. So overall, guys, just going over it, I really like what he did here. I mean, he literally didn't have to do this. This guy right here, IronX, didn't have to design an entire mod while working on the game, but he did. And it looks fucking beautiful. I mean, it looks great. I'm seriously impressed by this. This takes up the game, not one, but multiple notches. It's basically like the vanilla game on steroids. And the game just came out. This mod is launching the day this game comes out. So they launched the game, and it's just already throwing a turbo engine right on top of it. So it's fucking amazing. Big props to the developer. Thank you. Because, wow, I'm definitely going to, as soon as this comes out, this is a definitely turn on right away kind of thing. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch you in the next one.